Welcome, listeners, to a deep dive into the extraordinary life of a man who transcended the boundaries of science, leadership, and human inspiration, Dr. Abdul Abdul Kalam. Often celebrated as the missile man of India, and affectionately remembered as the people's president, his journey is far more complex, profound, and filled with untold stories that shaped not just a nation, but also redefined the very essence of public service. Today, we peel back the layers of his remarkable odyssey, exploring the lesser-known battles he fought, the audacious visions he nurtured, and the indelible legacy he left behind, proving that true leadership lies in integrity, innovation, and an unwavering commitment to one's nation. Our narrative begins not with the roar of rockets or the grandeur of presidential palaces, but with a quiet yet deeply unsettling revelation in the high-stakes world of national security. It was the year 2001, and Dr. Kalam, then serving as the principal scientific advisor to the government of India, a role he embraced with characteristic zeal, much like a scientist on the cusp of a groundbreaking discovery, unearthed a chilling truth. During a highly classified strategic review aimed at assessing the technological readiness of India's critical defense infrastructure, a stark and alarming dependency came to light. A staggering 95% of India's most sensitive defense systems, including vital command and control networks, encrypted communication channels, and strategic data repositories, were operating on foreign proprietary operating systems. The implications were terrifying. India's national security, its most vital secrets, its very defense posture, rested on software over which it had no inherent control, whose vulnerabilities could be exploited without India's knowledge. This was not merely a technological disadvantage. It was, in Kalam's eyes, a profound strategic vulnerability, an insidious form of subjugation. At a subsequent high-level, high-security meeting, attended by India's top military brass, intelligence chiefs, and technology experts, the atmosphere was tense. The usually calm and composed Dr. Kalam, known for his soft-spoken demeanor, was visibly stirred. With a thunderous conviction that pierced the silence of the room, he slammed his fist onto the polished mahogany table, the sharp sound echoing the gravity of his words. His voice, usually modulated, resonated with an impassioned intensity as he declared, "This is digital colonialism. We are unwittingly ceding our technological sovereignty, and with it, the very core of our national security. We must, without delay, take control of our cyber destiny. No nation can truly claim independence if its digital heart beats to a foreign rhythm, vulnerable to unseen manipulation from external powers." This was more than just a statement. It was a defiant declaration of independence against technological subservience. His proposed solution was breathtakingly audacious, met initially with a mixture of disbelief and skepticism. Completely abandon the reliance on pervasive proprietary software, notably Microsoft Windows, which dominated the global software landscape, and instead embark on the monumental task of building India's own secure, robust, and entirely indigenous Linux-based operating system. The sheer scale of this undertaking was daunting. Developing a full-fledged, secure OS from scratch, capable of handling the complexities of national defense, was an endeavor few developed nations had dared to undertake independently. Critics, many entrenched within the bureaucratic system and influenced by global tech paradigms, quickly dismissed it as an impossible dream, a quixotic quest that would drain national resources, consume years, and likely fail against the might of established tech giants. They raised concerns about the immense costs, the perceived lack of immediate expertise within India, and the global ubiquity of Windows. But Kalam, with his characteristic blend of visionary thinking and unwavering resolve, refused to be deterred. He saw beyond the immediate obstacles, envisioning a future where India's digital infrastructure was truly its own, built on a foundation of self-reliance and national pride. He immediately rallied the nation's brightest scientific minds, particularly from the CDAC, Center for Development of Advanced Computing, a premier hub of indigenous software development. His rallying cry, a potent mantra that would define their mission, was clear and inspiring. Our bytes must be as secure as our borders. Our digital independence is not a luxury. It is as crucial as non-negotiable as our territorial integrity and our physical defenses. This wasn't merely about security. It was also imbued with profound economic foresight. Kalam keenly understood the colossal licensing fees and maintenance costs that India was paying annually to foreign software vendors, a massive drain on the national exchequer that could be far better utilized for critical national development projects in education, healthcare, and infrastructure. By investing in an open-source indigenous solution, India would not only gain complete control over its digital landscape, but also achieve astronomical cost savings. The journey to bring Boss Linux to life was arduous. It was fraught with immense technical hurdles, countless sleepless nights, and the relentless pressure of national security implications. Yet, through sheer dedication and collaborative genius, Kalam's vision steadily materialized. By 2007, a mere 6 years after his initial defiant declaration, the fruit of their labor was unveiled. BOSS, Linux, the Pirate Operating System Solutions. This was no ordinary Linux distribution. It was a monumental achievement, a testament to India's technological prowess. BOSS Linux emerged as the world's first government-backed open-source operating system, designed specifically with comprehensive support for 22 Indian languages. This unique linguistic integration was a critical innovation, democratizing digital access and fostering true digital inclusion for millions of Indians who were not proficient in English. Today, the silent and effective legacy of Kalam's foresight endures. BOSS Linux forms the secure backbone of highly sensitive networks within India's nuclear facilities, safeguarding classified information from sophisticated cyber threats and espionage. Furthermore, it plays a foundational role in powering the colossal Aadhaar system, India's unique identification project, processing billions of transactions and millions of daily authentications, touching the lives of over 1 billion citizens. The economic impact of this indigenous solution is truly staggering. By replacing prohibitively expensive proprietary software licenses, BOSS Linux saves the Indian government an estimated Rs 35,000 plus crores, approximately $4.2 billion USD, annually in licensing fees alone. This is not just a statistical figure. It represents vast sums of money redirected from foreign corporations back into India's own development, directly funding progress and welfare. Kalam's prophecy, once a bold challenge, now echoes as a resounding truth, a testament to his unparalleled strategic vision. In technology, sovereignty lies true independence. This single act, this unwavering commitment to indigenous development, cemented his place not just as the architect of India's missile program, but as the visionary pioneer of India's digital self-reliance. Beyond the digital realm, let's trace the origins of the man himself. Born on October 15, 1931, in coastal Ramaswaram, a sacred island town in Tamil Nadu, young Abdul's life began amidst humble circumstances. His family, though once prosperous, faced significant financial hardship. From the tender age of 10, young Abdul embraced the responsibility of contributing to his family's meager income. He would wake before dawn, his small hands carefully gathering and distributing newspapers, the faint light of the rising sun illuminating his path, ensuring his earnings could supplement his family's needs and fund his insatiable hunger for education. This early struggle instilled in him an extraordinary work ethic and a profound appreciation for the value of every single rupee, a lesson that would define his minimalist lifestyle even as president. His father, Jainul Abdin, a devout imam and a boat owner, was a beacon of wisdom and resilience. He taught young Abdul the profound philosophy of weathering life's inevitable storms. He would often impart a simple yet powerful lesson. When storms destroy boats, rebuild but never fear the sea. This wasn't just about physical boats, it was a metaphor for life's inevitable challenges, a teaching that instilled courage and perseverance in his young son's heart. A pivotal moment that truly ignited his scientific passion came in 1939, when he was just 8 years old. His science teacher, Iyadurai Solomon, a man of unconventional teaching methods, took his class to the beach. Pointing to the seagulls soaring effortlessly, Solomon posed a challenge to young Kalam: fire a paper rocket to understand real ones. Inspired, Kalam meticulously crafted his own crude paper rocket, launching it from his rooftop with fervent anticipation. The launch, however, failed spectacularly, the paper craft plummeting to the ground. Dejected, Kalam looked to his teacher, but Solomon, with a knowing smile, whispered words that would echo through Kalam's entire life. Failure is a rocket's first stage. Every setback carries the seed of a greater success if you learn from it. This profound lesson transformed Kalam's perception of failure, turning it from a deterrent into a stepping stone for future triumphs. At MIT Chennai, Madras Institute of Technology, in 1954, Kalam faced his greatest academic crisis, a trial by fire that honed his relentless determination. As a student of aeronautical engineering, he was tasked with designing a complex aircraft, a project crucial for his scholarship. With the deadline looming, his professor declared his initial design impossible, threatening to revoke his scholarship if he couldn't deliver a viable solution within 3 days. This was not just an academic challenge, it was a threat to his entire future. For 72 grueling hours, Abdul Kalam toiled relentlessly in the library, fueled only by meager portions of tamarind rice, a testament to his sheer focus and Spartan habits. He meticulously redesigned the aircraft, re-evaluating every variable, every curve, every structural component. When he presented the new blueprint, the professor, initially skeptical, was utterly stunned by the ingenuity and perfection of his revised work. He admitted, with genuine awe, "You've out-engineered us. Your dedication surpasses any I have seen." This early demonstration of grit, intellectual prowess, and unwavering commitment foreshadowed the monumental challenges he would overcome in his future career. Kalam's journey into India's burgeoning space and defense landscape began in earnest at the age of 32, when he joined in COSPAR, the Indian National Committee for Space Research, which later evolved into ISRO, the Indian Space Research Organization. It was here that his theoretical knowledge began to translate into practical application, laying the groundwork for India's aspirations in rocketry. A stark realization hit during the 1965 Indo-Pak War, revealing a critical vulnerability in India's nascent missile technology. Existing rocket propellants and components were simply not designed to function in the extreme cold of -40°C, prevalent in the Himalayan winters, making them effectively useless in crucial high-altitude operational zones. Kalam, with his characteristic ingenuity, led his team to a simple yet brilliant improvisation: Kalam's kerosene cure. They discovered that coating critical missile components with aviation-grade kerosene prevented freezing, ensuring the rockets remained operational even in the most unforgiving sub-zero temperatures. This innovative, low-cost solution underscored his ability to find practical answers to complex problems under severe constraints. His leadership was truly tested in 1979 as the project director for SLV-3, India's first indigenous satellite launch vehicle. The nation watched with bated breath as the rocket lifted off, only to tragically plunge into the Bay of Bengal moments later. The disaster was a crushing blow, but Kalam's response was a masterclass in leadership and accountability. Instead of deflecting blame, he did the unprecedented. He appeared on national television, standing before the entire country, and took full responsibility for the failure, openly stating, "Science forgives truth-tellers. We learn not from success, but from our honest failures." He then personally led the investigation, spending 48 painstaking hours sifting through wreckage, meticulously analyzing every retrieved component until he discovered the root cause: a single, overlooked loose bolt. This act of humility, transparency, and relentless pursuit of truth disarmed critics and galvanized his team. A mere year later, on July 18, 1980, the redesigned SLV-3 soared flawlessly into orbit, successfully launching the Rohini satellite. This monumental achievement made India the sixth nation in the world to develop independent orbital launch capabilities, transforming a national setback into a resounding triumph and cementing Kalam's reputation as a leader who learned from adversity. Beyond the triumphs of SLV-3, Kalam's vision extended to forging cutting-edge strategic partnerships, fundamentally transforming India's defense capabilities. It was under his scientific leadership and profound foresight in the late 1990s that the bedrock for the formidable BrahMos missile was laid. He was the driving force behind establishing BrahMos Aerospace Private Limited, a landmark joint venture between India's Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, and Russia's NPO, Mashinostroyenia. The intergovernmental agreement, a testament to his diplomatic and scientific acumen, was signed in 1998 in Moscow. Kalam meticulously recognized India's urgent need for a modern supersonic cruise missile in its arsenal, actively championing this collaboration as the optimal pathway to combine Russia's established missile technology with India's rapidly emerging indigenous capabilities. He personally applied his unique philosophy of management by partnership, ensuring seamless integration and mutual benefit, which was instrumental in the project's success. The BrahMos missile, whose name elegantly fuses India's Brahmaputra River and Russia's Moskva River, swiftly emerged as a global game-changer. It proudly holds the distinction of being the world's fastest operational supersonic cruise missile, capable of achieving blistering speeds of up to Mach 3, 3 times the speed of sound. This astonishing velocity drastically reduces the enemy's reaction time, rendering it an almost insurmountable challenge to intercept. The BrahMos is a highly versatile two-stage missile, initiated by a solid rocket booster for rapid initial acceleration, transitioning seamlessly to a liquid ramjet engine for sustained supersonic cruise. Its multi-platform launch capability, from land-based mobile launchers, naval warships, submarines, and even from air, specifically the modified Sukhoi 30 MKI fighter jets, provides unparalleled strategic flexibility for both offensive and defensive operations. Initially developed with a range of approximately 290 kilometers, its reach has been significantly extended to 450 kilometers and even 800 kilometers following India's entry into the Missile Technology Control Regime, MTCR, allowing it to carry a substantial conventional warhead of 200 to 300 kilograms. Its hallmark fire and forget capability, combined with pinpoint accuracy, makes it devastatingly effective. Furthermore, its advanced design features, including a low radar cross-section and the ability to perform complex evasive maneuvers like sea skimming as low as 10 meters above the surface, significantly enhance its survivability against sophisticated air defense systems. The BrahMos's exceptional performance and proven reliability have rendered it a highly coveted defense asset on the global stage. India has successfully ventured into exporting the BrahMos missile system, marking a monumental stride in its defense diplomacy and reinforcing its Make in India initiative on an international scale. The Philippines etched its name in history as the first nation to sign a significant deal, a $375 million agreement, in 2022, to acquire BrahMos batteries for its critical coastal defense, with deliveries already commencing in 2024. This acquisition holds particular strategic importance for the Philippines, especially amidst escalating tensions in the South China Sea, providing a robust deterrence capability. Other nations across Southeast Asia and beyond, including Indonesia, Vietnam, and Malaysia, are also engaged in advanced discussions or have explicitly expressed strong interest in acquiring the BrahMos, recognizing its profound strategic value in bolstering their maritime and aerial defense capabilities. The export of BrahMos is not merely a commercial success, it represents a strategic pivot for India, strengthening its bilateral ties with friendly nations and actively contributing to regional stability by empowering their defense postures, fostering a new era of collaborative security. The pinnacle of Kalam's defense career undoubtedly arrived with India's momentous 1998 nuclear tests at Pokhran, codenamed Operation Shakti. As the chief project coordinator, Kalam meticulously engineered a strategy of unprecedented stealth and deception to evade international surveillance, particularly from powerful U.S. spy satellites. When American reconnaissance satellites orbited overhead, Kalam's teams, a clandestine force of brilliant minds, ingeniously hid the nuclear devices under kedri trees, whose unique heat signatures remarkably match the natural foliage of the desert, rendering them invisible to thermal imaging. Scientists donned military uniforms and worked only after dark, disappearing into the vast, thawed desert landscape during daylight hours. They even utilized mango orchards as natural shields and dug trenches that appeared to be part of local irrigation systems, all designed to mask their true activities. Kalam's genius touched every detail. He precisely synchronized 5 simultaneous explosions at 3:45 p.m. on May 11th, a calculated decision made to coincide with the minuscule satellite coverage gaps, ensuring India's strategic surprise. The seismic signature of the tests was deliberately engineered and kept below 5 kilotons to mimic the characteristics of a natural earthquake, further confusing international monitoring efforts. When the formidable CIA, despite its extensive intelligence network, failed to detect any pre-test preparations, Kalam, with a wry smile and an undertone of deep national pride, famously quipped to the then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, "Our Earth has kept America's ear to the ground." This statement, delivered with quiet confidence, encapsulated the brilliance of the operation's execution. America's furious response was immediate and severe. President Bill Clinton, citing the Glenn Amendment, imposed comprehensive sanctions, banning $13 billion in aid and loans to India. The U.S. further banned over 200 Indian entities from accessing American technology imports, aiming to cripple India's scientific and defense progress. Clinton publicly condemned the tests as a terrible mistake at the UN Security Council, leading to global diplomatic pressure on India. However, Kalam's unwavering resolve remained unshaken. He calmly countered the global outrage with a defiant statement that resonated deeply within India. "They sanction our banks, but not our brains." This was not mere rhetoric. It was a call to self-reliance. True to his word, within a remarkable 3 years, India had developed indigenous replacements for virtually all embargoed components, demonstrating its formidable scientific self-sufficiency. This defiant pursuit of strategic autonomy ultimately paved the way for the historic 2005 U.S.-India nuclear deal, a watershed moment where America formally acknowledged India as a legitimate nuclear power, finally accepting its strategic reality. Kalam's coded message, a moment of profound significance that encapsulated the success of the mission, became etched in history. "The Buddha has finally smiled." This phrase, uttered on the successful completion of the tests, subtly referenced India's first nuclear test in 1974, also known as Smiling Buddha. As India's 11th president, serving from 2002 to 2007, Kalam redefined the very essence of the highest office. His humility was legendary. Upon entering Rashtrapati Bhavan, the opulent official residence, he was presented with a staggering Rs 10 crore, approximately $1.2 million USD, budget for renovations. He emphatically rejected it, stating that such extravagance was unwarranted when millions of Indians still lived in poverty. Instead, he transformed the sprawling complex into a people's palace, an accessible hub for learning and inspiration. He opened the iconic Mughal gardens for public view, but more profoundly, he converted parts of the estate into vibrant science exhibitions and personally hosted over 5,000 underprivileged children annually, guiding them through the hallowed halls and sharing his dreams for India's future. His commitment to remaining connected with ordinary citizens was unwavering. During his very first Republic Day parade as president, his security team was aghast when he ordered an open-top Jeep instead of the heavily armored presidential limousine. They protested vehemently, citing security risks, but Kalam retorted, with his characteristic quiet firmness, "If I can't face my people openly, if I must hide behind bulletproof glass, then I don't deserve this chair. He insisted on being visible, approachable, and truly connected to the populace he served. Perhaps one of the most poignant demonstrations of his empathy came during the 2002 Gujarat riots, a period of intense communal unrest. Breaking all protocol, he undertook an unprecedented midnight visit to relief camps, choosing to share meals with the victims and engage in heartfelt conversations, actively working to negotiate peace and offer solace in a time of profound national crisis. This act of genuine compassion resonated deeply across the nation. Most remarkably, throughout his demanding presidency, he maintained an almost monastic personal discipline. He strictly adhered to his self-imposed 6-2-6 rule, 6 hours dedicated to his personal scientific research, a passion he never abandoned, 2 hours for direct public interaction, engaging with students and citizens, and 6 hours for administrative duties related to his presidential responsibilities. This rigorous schedule meant he slept for a mere 4 hours nightly, a testament to his unparalleled dedication and energy. He was India's first bachelor president, and maintained a strict vegetarian diet throughout his life, embodying simplicity in every aspect of his existence. Post-presidency, Kalam embarked on what he called his boldest mission. What can I give? This wasn't a philosophical query but a practical directive, guiding his relentless efforts to empower India's youth. He crisscrossed the nation, visiting an astonishing 500+ schools across India's remotest districts, from the bustling cities to the quietest villages, personally interacting with millions of students. In a truly remarkable instance, during a visit to the insurgency-affected state of Nagaland, he engaged directly with rebel commanders, managing to convince them to lay down arms and instead send their children to school, highlighting his profound belief in the transformative power of education over conflict. His commitment to connecting with every young mind was legendary. His personal assistant often tried to streamline the overwhelming volume of mail he received, suggesting the use of pre-written templates for replies. But Kalam snapped back with a fierce dedication. Each dream deserves a personal reply. Every letter from a child is a sacred trust. By 2015, just before his passing, he had personally replied to an astounding 2.1 million letters in his own distinctive handwriting, each response a testament to his dedication to inspiring individual potential. The final act of his extraordinary life unfolded on July 27, 2015, when he collapsed mid-sentence while delivering a lecture to eager students at IIM Shillong, a true teacher till his last breath. His final words to the students were about creating a livable planet, and his last presentation slide, which remained on screen, bore the profound message: dreaming is the first step to nation building. A subsequent autopsy revealed a heart condition. His heart had been functioning at a mere 40% capacity for years. He had deliberately kept this critical health information private, fearing it would distract from students and his mission, a sacrifice that speaks volumes about his selfless devotion. Kalam's secret diaries, a treasure trove of his innermost thoughts and visions, reveal astonishing foresight that transcended his time. Decades before it became a global concern, he predicted the dominance of cyber warfare in 1995, outlining scenarios that are now unfolding. He meticulously sketched reusable rocket designs in 2001, a concept that was later realized as ISRO's reusable launch vehicle, RLV in 2016, proving his ideas were far ahead of their time. Even more chillingly, he warned about grave risks of global pandemics in 2012, advising preparedness measures that echoed eerily with the events of recent years. His greatest unfulfilled dream remained Project Valiant India, an ambitious, visionary plan to convert 600 million tons of agricultural waste into aviation fuel, a groundbreaking concept for sustainable energy and economic upliftment. Today, scientists at DRDO are still diligently testing his formulas, a continuing testament to his innovative genius. Beyond rocketry, Kalam's compassion led him to the field of medical innovation. He collaborated extensively with the renowned cardiologist Dr. B. Soma Raju to develop the Kalam Raju stent, an indigenous, low-cost coronary stent that significantly reduced the financial burden on cardiac patients, making life-saving technology accessible to the common man. They later extended this partnership to create the Kalam Raju tablet, a rugged and affordable tablet computer designed specifically for healthcare delivery in rural areas, envisioning telemedicine and basic health services reaching the remotest corners of India. He was a prolific author, his words inspiring millions globally. His autobiography, Wings of Fire, became a national bestseller, translated into 13 languages, including a dozen foreign tongues. Other seminal works like Ignited Minds, India 2020, A Vision for the New Millennium, My Journey, and Indomitable Spirit became guiding lights for youth and policymakers alike. Kalam received India's highest civilian honors, the Padma Bhushan, 1981, Padma Vibhushan, 1990, and the Bharat Ratna, 1997. Globally, he was bestowed with an astounding 48 honorary doctorates from universities worldwide. The United Nations honored him by declaring his birthday, October 15th, as World Students' Day. He was even twice recognized as MTV Youth Icon, 2003-2006, a testament to his appeal across generations. His vision for rural development materialized in the Pura, providing urban amenities to rural areas concept aimed at bridging the rural-urban divide. The Linux warrior, the rocket rebel, the people's president, and above all, the eternal teacher. Dr. APJ. Abdul Kalam left a final, profound message. Bury me not as a leader, but as a teacher who never stopped learning. From ensuring India's digital sovereignty with Boss Linux to propelling her into the exclusive club of spacefaring and nuclear powers, his enduring code for humanity remains: integrity, imagination, infinite possibility. His legacy lives on in every ignited mind, every audacious dream pursued, and every step taken towards a truly self-reliant and prosperous India.